These beefy queso loaded potatoes are just what the Suns needed to fill those bellies. When I tell you, if you are looking for some healthy, high protein options, then look no further. Simple, quick, and easy to make, just like we like it. This recipe came from my guy Josh Cortis and did not disappoint. If you are wanting to show the world how serious you are about your new health journey while showing off your new skills, this is definitely the way to start. So let's get right into it. Sunshine, I'm hungry. So to start off, you would need a 5 pound bag of potatoes. I love to use yellow potatoes for this recipe, but use whatever potatoes you can afford. It don't really matter. Just be sure to dice them up in fine pieces so they are cooked quicker and finished at the same time. Now be sure to watch those fingers. If you have to go slow or move like a snail, do that. Ain't no rushing perfection. I don't need my sons to wind up in the hospital now. We trying to eat, not get stitched up on. Okay? Everybody ain't these shells on television, so don't try to be what you not. Be what God called you to be. Okay? Let's be safe. Next, you want to go ahead and transfer your potatoes in a bowl. Let's get them all in there. Yes, even the little small ones. Let's get them all in there. We need every little Teletubby in there. We paid for it. We need it all. Even the one you drop, rinse it off. Rinse it off. Little water ain't going to hurt it. Little dirt ain't going to hurt it. Rinse it off. Put it on in there. So after we get all of our potatoes in our bowl, because y'all know we ain't used to waste no food. Big mama or mama wasn't having it. You better not throw none of that food away. If it fail, I don't care. Blow it off. Now don't act like y'all don't rinse no food off or blow it off now. Let's not be bougie. But add you some salt and pepper to taste. Now at this part, you guys, you want to use the season to taste. You want to make sure that you use the season to take. It don't matter. Let the spirits use you. You know when to stop and you know when to not stop. Okay? Now, if you're heavy-handed and you're not used to cooking, okay, so what you're going to do in this instance, just put a tablespoon in. You stay with a tablespoon. You better not put no more, no less. All right? And then add you some oil, either 1 tablespoon or 15 grams, and let's mix that thing up real good. I need y'all to put your elbows into it. Mix, mix, mix. All right? So you guys, we're going to go ahead and get a sheet tray or whatever you got that can be stuck in the oven without burning. After we get that sheet tray or whatever you got, you want to get you some oil spray. Now, I use olive oil spray on the healthy side of things. But if you don't have that, go ahead and use whatever cooking oil or spray that you do have. Now, if you have parchment paper, I think that'll be a better choice. It also will help with the sticking. But what do I know? I only been cooking over 15 years and have the blessings of the ancestors. Nobody had a mother in Africa. Do mama stay with me tonight? Yemi Holiday, that's my girl. But but I still spray the parchment paper as well. But if you don't have parchment paper, just spray the pan or whatever you're using. You just have to make sure to check the oven periodically and kind of use a spatula of some sort to make sure that the potatoes are not sticking at the bottom of the pan. So once you're finished spraying, go ahead and pour your potatoes onto your sheet tray. Give the pan of potatoes a quick shake and use the spatula to distribute the potatoes out around the cooking tray evenly. This helps the potatoes to finish cooking at the same time and quickly. Now for me, I used the whole 5-pound bag of potatoes, so I'm improvising and using 2 sheet trays. I'm using half of the potatoes for some delicious high protein breakfast bowls. However, you guys just need half the bag of potatoes for this particular meal prep. Set your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius. And depending on how you like your potatoes, you can cook them up to 25 minutes to 50 minutes. I like roasted looking potatoes, so I prefer 50 minutes, but be sure to turn the potatoes over periodically through their cooking process, regardless of the cooking time. This would help to prevent from sticking. But if using parchment paper, you don't really have to worry about that. So now next up, you guys, you're going to need 1 onion. You want to dice that down, finely chopped, just like we did our potatoes. You want to have them fine bite sizes so that they can cook thoroughly. And also your bell pepper would be the next. You'll use 2 bell peppers. You'll cut it in half and then you'll slice it. I like to get all the seeds and everything out of my bell pepper, as you can see what I just did. And then just cut them all up fine. Ain't no perfect way to cut them. Just cut them in bite sizes so we can have everything bite size so we can enjoy it evenly. And also, you guys, the next thing will be your zucchini. You want to cut that in fine bite sizes as well. Chop it up real nice. And also your mushrooms. So now, guys, the potatoes should be halfway finished. So we're going to take those out of the oven and we're going to give those a little mix. And then after we finish mixing it, we're going to place it back into the oven. Remember, you guys, I did 2 because I used the whole 5-pound bag. But for you guys, you won't have to do this next step that I'm doing. It was because I did 2. So I'm taking the second one out, I'm giving that a little mixture, and I'm placing that one right back in the oven as well. And guys, remember, we're only doing this to prevent the sticking. So you guys, we're going to go ahead and get a bowl now, and we're going to start on our queso, our homemade queso cheese. To start that off, we're going to use 1/2 cup of cottage cheese, 1/4 cup of pepper jack cheese, and we're going to just throw that in there. And then we also are going to use 1/4 cup of cheddar cheese. Just sprinkle you a little cheddar cheese in there. And then we're going to do 2 teaspoons of Chipotles and Adobo. Now this is spicy, so be careful to not use too much. So just make sure that you use 2 teaspoons. Anything else is going to be hot. The more you put in is the more hot it's going to be. Okay? Then we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. And then we're going to do 3 tablespoons of 2% milk. Of course, after we mix it up. Going to get in there real good. And we're going to use our elbows. And we're going to mix. After mixing, we will pour that into a blender or a food processor and then put the 3 tablespoons of 2% milk or almond milk or whatever you have into the blender. And then we're going to go ahead and blend it on up. Make sure you guys blend it real good. You need to make sure it's all the way through. Then we're going to pour it. Look at your queso. Don't that look real good? Oh, look sopped up like that. All right, and then we're going to move that to the side. Okay, guys, at this point, the potatoes are done. They've been in there a total of 50 minutes. We're going to give them a little shake, and then we're going to spread them around with the spatula to make sure they were not sticking. Afterwards, we're going to go ahead and move to the stove top, place it on medium-high heat, and put 1 tablespoon or 15 grams of oil of your choice in there. And then 2 pounds of 908-gram beef or ground turkey or chicken. And then you can add your teaspoon of salt, your teaspoon of garlic powder, your teaspoon of cumin, and your teaspoon of paprika, you guys. After you get all of your seasonings on there very well, very good like that, you're going to go ahead. And what I like to do is kind of break the beef up a little bit so that they can breathe and that beef can get darker and browner at the bottom. So I'll let that sit for a second, probably from anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, and just let it sit for a little second so that it can get brown and dark. And then I'll flip it over. Flip the beef over on both sides. I'll flip them over real good. Make sure you get all of your beef over on the same side. And you want to let that side kind of cook down and brown as well a little bit. And then after you let that brown and sit for a while, you're going to go ahead and move on to breaking the pieces apart. We're going to break the pieces up real good, mix around, and then we're going to go in and get in really, really, really good. Then we're going to add our 8-ounce tomato sauce. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and coat it, get it, spread it around, and get it marinated all in there really, really, really fine and really good. I'm going to let that sit. After letting that sit for probably like approximately 10 minutes and marinating and serenading, we're going to go ahead and transfer that into the bowl. Hey guys, now we're going to go ahead and move over to our vegetables. We're going to add us a tablespoon of olive oil or oil of your preference. And we're going to pick up the pot. We're going to spread the oil around, making sure it covers each basis. And then we're going to go ahead and pour our vegetables that we cut up earlier in bite sizes. And we're going to go ahead and put a little salt in there. And then we're going to go ahead and spread it around. We want to make sure we spread that around and make sure it covers our vegetable. The oil cover all of the vegetable and make sure it saturate and serenade that onion and bell pepper real good. We're going to go ahead and saute that. So after sauteing it for a little bit, we're going to go ahead and make a well or circle like shape. And then we're going to put some more oil. This oil is going to be for the zucchini that we're now pouring in, guys. And this is the same vegetables that we cut up earlier. We're not doing anything differently. Then we add our mushroom, and we're going to go ahead and add a little more salt. And then we're going to go ahead and spread that around again and go ahead and saute that as well. We're going to do this about probably 3 minutes just so that we can get those onion and bell pepper and all those vegetables familiar with each other. And as we do that, you guys, this is the look that you want. Okay guys, so let's start plating everything. This recipe in particular is going to make 5 meal preps. Now you want to make sure you divide the portions evenly amongst the 5 containers. Get down, 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 drop that. For more easy, healthy meal prep recipes, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you will be immediately notified every time I drop a new video. Also, again, shout out to Josh Cortis, which is who is responsible for this phenomenal recipe. Definitely check his YouTube out. Any dishes, ingredients, meal prep containers will be below in the description. So no worries, I got y'all. If you want any tips or advice, be sure to add my TikTok at LeslieCooks_. I'll be updating that expeditiously. All right, you guys, let's get back to the video. Anyways, once you start to place your beef, take a spoon or fork and kind of slide a quarter of the beef to the side for room to add your ramekins for your cheese that we made earlier. I top the beef with a little parsley.
Drop that. Get it.
Okay, you guys, after letting them cool for about 5 minutes, go ahead and top your meal preps off and then go ahead and place them right into the refrigerator. These meal preps will last up to a week. Unless you place them in the freezer, it can be much longer.